So the idea for snake oil came as I was starting to write the novel. I had worked in startups, and I worked for a little app that was owned by Google, and I had worked at Groupon, and so I'd kind of been inside these companies and kind of understood the culture. And at the time that I was kind of finished my first book and needed a second book idea, there were lots and lots of news stories about startups. Like Mark Zuckerberg was all over the news for the Cambridge Analytica scandal. And as I was watching him kind of testify in front of Congress, he just looked like miserable. Right. And you just can't help thinking, like, this person is so rich, like he could do whatever he wanted for the rest of his life, but he's like mired in this like company and he's like not leaving it. So why? Like, what's going on in the mindset of like the founder of a company and a CEO that they just won't let go? Kind of similar to the politician thing we were talking about, how they're kind of like addicted to this power and addicted to this narrative of themselves. So I decided that would be a fun character to really dig into. So I came up with this kind of character of Rhoda West, the CEO and founder of this wellness company called Radical. And the book begins at a time when Radical's kind of just like a rocket ship riding up. She's, launching all these products. The company's has tons of fans and admirers. It's making money. And she's just planning to close this fundraising round that's going to value the company at over $1 billion, making it this unicorn company. And that's when the book starts. So, of course, it's fiction, it's a novel. So, you know that it's kind of going to start to go downhill from there. And there's somebody working inside Radical that starts a Twitter account that's just kind of picking away at Rhoda and at Radical and releasing these kind of insider secrets and dirt about this shortcuts the company is taking and kind of what it's like inside the company. This is Cecilia's kind of Twitter feed. And so this is coming from inside the company. And the Twitter feed idea came in part from, and I can't remember the name of this Twitter account, but there was a Twitter account that went after kind of finance companies. And it was just kind of zinging, like being inside of these different kind of huge finance investment firms. And the companies like freaked out about it. And they had all these signs everywhere, like, don't talk about your work to anybody, even other people who work here. And it was kind of a very paranoid response. So I really loved the tension there between this kind of corporate like control of the messaging and this one person who kind of keeps like a mosquito in the ear of this big company. So those were the two pieces that I kind of started with for the book. So Rhoda West is the CEO of this wellness company. So her stated mission is to save the world by making women feel radically healthy and radically well. And so she is the person promoting like all these supplements and vitamin B injections and cupping and just any and all wellness kind of things to improve your life. And she refers to women who kind of believe in this vision for health and wellness as questers. These are people who are open to new ideas and experiences and who want to live their best life. And quashers are people who are just negative and they have a bad attitude and they just love to tear down these ideas. And they just are too close-minded to even understand the true potential of their lives. Danny Lang is really the ultimate quester. She found Radical at a really low point in her life. Her mom had passed away after being sick, and Danny had kind of left school, left college. She was kind of spiraling, and she finds Rhoda and this kind of beautiful Instagram page and this this website and these online speeches that are kind of talking about Rhoda's own experiences with kind of low points and how you can come back and rebuild yourself even better than ever. And so Rhoda West almost is offering like a rule book to Danny for here's how to live, here's like what you should do with your life, here's how to feel good and how to know you're doing the right thing. And so Danny really completely buys it to the point that she moves to San Francisco to work as a customer worship associate, which is their name for customer service. And she is very into it. You know, she doesn't even mind like the mean women who are complaining about everything and are being really nasty to the customer service agent. She understands them and their frustration. So she's just all in for Rhoda. And she's even volunteered herself to test this new supplement that the company is about to release called Lift, which is this kind of like, it's kind of billed as like an all natural antidepressant almost, where it's kind of a mental and spiritual supplement, as opposed to the other supplements, Radical Cells, which are like for beauty and skin and energy. This one's for like your spirit. So that's Danny. Those parties are just part of the startup culture. I think it's like startups need to be cool. They're like, you know, the cool mom. They're the cool place to work. We're not a regular office. We're a cool office. And so they just splash out on these really expensive parties that are just like all you can drink liquor and all you can eat. And I think at this party they bring in like a 90s band that like used to be really big to play live for them. And I think it's just a big part of the culture. So I knew I wanted to have like that startup party. At one point there's like a champagne saber making its rounds and people are like whacking champagne bottles open, and you've got like these kind of douchebaggy investor types that are like there and wanting to be part of it. There's an ice sculpture, you know, just this quintessential San Francisco event. And then just kind of nuts and bolts plot wise, I needed all three characters to be there because at first there's kind of a death at this party and somebody dies, and it takes a while for anybody to understand what's going on, including who it actually is. And so this party is kind of this chaotic final moment that everybody's looking back on and trying to understand what actually was happening at this event.